The sport of professional wrestling is often a strange thing. Professional wrestling is definitely a complicated beast. But even the most die-hard wrestling fans don't know all of the rules. Here are 5 common things that are actually illegal in the sport of professional wrestling. Number 5, kicking. Now you may be saying, oh dude, like come on, everybody kicks in professional wrestling. It happens all the time, it's so common. Well, technically, kicking is not fully illegal. Because some of you are like, oh, there's, people kick all the time and they don't get disqualified. Well, kicking is technically illegal, but only if you're using the point of your boot. Kicking is illegal if the point of the boot is the area that makes contact into the opposing wrestler. Kicking with the flat part of your boot, with the bottom, is allowed in professional wrestling. However, kicking with the toe is actually illegal in the sport of professional wrestling. Sorry to let you know. Number 4, taped knuckles. Now, it's so common that you see wrestlers with taped fists. You see Triple H, you see Dean Ambrose, a lot of wrestlers all over the world have taped fists, including taped knuckles, and they don't get disqualified at all. But if every wrestling company followed the rules of professional wrestling, taped fists, taped knuckles are not allowed in the sport of professional wrestling. Number 3, swearing at the referee. Now, other than the obvious pushing the referee, shoving the referee, or trying to hit the referee being illegal and causing a disqualification, there is also swearing or using verbal abuse towards the referee, which is illegal, can cause a disqualification, and, in some cases, fines or suspensions from professional wrestling. Yeah. Number 2, weapons. Anytime. Ever. At all. Now, it's obvious that weapons are not allowed, but you see in WWE and other wrestling companies that they have special matches where weapons are allowed. But that is technically illegal in the sport of professional wrestling, because the rules of professional wrestling state that any outside weapon is illegal in professional wrestling and will cause a disqualification. That means all the time, ever. In the rules of professional wrestling, you can't have these special death matches or hardcore matches or street fight matches. Those cannot happen because it is against the rules of professional wrestling. But as we all know, every single wrestling company bends the rules of professional wrestling and lots of times break them. And number 1, most people wouldn't really get this or wouldn't really think of this because of the fact that the Royal Rumble exists and it has existed for a long time. That should be a hint. The number 1 common thing that is actually illegal in the sport of professional wrestling is intentionally throwing your opponent over the top rope. That is very much illegal in the sport of professional wrestling. However, every single wrestling company ignores that rule because, hey, they're like, oh, this can be exciting. But it is actually against the rules of professional wrestling. Let us know in the comments if you knew about any of these things that are actually illegal. And maybe in the comments you can let us know of any more things that you can think of that are actually illegal in professional wrestling, but happens all the time anyways. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe to ImminentTV. In the future, we might be posting weekly episodes of Imminent Pro Wrestling television on this YouTube channel. We might, depends on what happens. Imminent Pro Wrestling as a wrestling company is not a thing yet, but we are working very hard to make sure that Imminent Pro Wrestling is a thing. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you 2 or 3 years in the future when we have real Imminent Professional Wrestling, Imminent Pro Wrestling here on ImminentTV.